In the criminal justice system, sexually based offences are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit, or SVU. This is an ad for an SUV. And it's made by GWM.
Tank. Be more tank. Be more tank. Be more tank. Woo! Be more tank.
Be more tank in the GWM Tank 300 plug-in hybrid.
Or be less wank. GWM is a Chinese brand, short for Great Wall Motors, which surprised me because I thought a Chinese tank would look more like this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Todd.
Good.
Will this add tank?
Okay, I think as a Chinese brand, they have an issue with country of origin when it comes to automobiles. So when we think of cars, we have a shortcut in our mind. So we think German, we think engineering, we think Japanese, we think reliability, we think American, we think muscle, we think Chinese, we think cheap, many of us. So there is no automatic shortcut. In this case, they're trying to go after a bit of Australian imagery. So the toughness, the outback, the red dirt, that's them sort of borrowing some equity from Australia and adding it on. What they really want is us to not think of this as a Chinese car in Australia. They want us to believe this is an Australian car that was made by a Chinese company. The name Tank is another one of these Chinese names that are kind of a little bit strange, but in this case, it does add some equity to the kind of car that they're talking about, which is a car that is rough and tough and able to handle Australian conditions and the outback.
It's 6.5 out of 10. It's a classic car ad, whether it's a Chinese car, a Chinese four-wheel drive, Chinese ute. They're all, this is the trope. There's a bit of insight with regard to sort of people talking to themselves as they drive along, you know, and the idea that you feel protected. And so we're going to call that brand, the car brand, something which actually connotes protection. It then, I think, muscles up with regard to going to the work site, because one of the issues when you go to the work site, if you're driving a Chinese-built vehicle, then they may go, what's this, you know? They may not be as kind to you as you would like. So he's trying to sort of muscle up the driver and muscle up the brand. And so when you turn up and see your mates that they're going to not, you know, ridicule you, all of which is understandable.
I'm confused by the way that they do that toughness, hyper-masculinity, though, because part of me, like, it feels like a parody of an ad. Like, it doesn't actually give me any credibility. Just because you put it in red dirt without any performance, it doesn't actually tell me anything. And also going after, you know, I think it's satire. I feel like they're parodying some of the, you know, old codes of toughness without giving any proof of performance. I think it's like an anti-SUV ad. It's like, why would you want this if the guy's not actually tough? You don't actually know if the car's any good. You know, in Australia, when you do any kind of utility vehicle, an SUV, you need to prove that you've got the machinery to do it, right? We think that our terrain is tougher, it's outdoors, it's rugged. We want to feel like that brand gets us and by proxy can do whatever we want with that lifestyle, which is quite outdoorsy. This just doesn't feel like it does that. Like when Kia launched their Ute, they borrowed equity from Australian sports stars. This is kind of saying that guy's not that tough, so just like fake it. So it feels like a fake SUV ad?
Yeah, I like the fact he's talking to himself, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk to myself when I drive a car.
Oh, yeah.
So you found that relatable, did you?
I related to this guy, you know, be more tank. You know, I can sort of relate to that.
You're just in your car by yourself going, ads. Yeah. Be more ads, Russell, be more ads.
Precisely.
So I wish they had been more tank, because I also read it as parody. You know, this idea that, and I thought they were tapping into an insight that a lot of people who buy utes actually never take them off-road. And so there is this idea of soft boys who buy these cars who actually think I'm using it to feel more tank, but I'm also, there is a knowing wink. My highlight was the angry critter. I thought he gave lots of tank, but overall the ad sort of fell a little flat.